In this video, we're going to talk about logic, and logic statements are either true or false. True is also considered one or actually any non-zero value, where false is considered a zero. There are 6 comparisons we can do to see if the results are true and false. We can check for equal. We use the double equal sign. The single equal sign, remember, is the assignment operator saying whatever happens on the right, assign it to the variable on the left. The double equal says these are actually equal. You've got the exclamation equal or bang equal for not equal, the greater than sign for greater, less than sign. You also have greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. So those are our 6 comparisons that we can do. And I've got a program here that I've got an X and Y value. And to do the comparisons, there are a number of commands that will compare values, but the one we're going to start with is the if statement. And you say if, and then in parentheses, whatever comparison you're going to make, we'll say X equals Y. And then for a block of code, you put curly brackets. Since right now we're only outputting a single statement, or we only have a single statement inside the if, the true portion of the if, we don't have to have the curly brackets, but I find I always do that because it's easier to understand and remember what's going on. And I'm going to see out the string X equals Y. Right now, if we don't do anything else, that is the entire true condition of the if statement. Once we finish the if statement, we would continue with whatever other commands, and I'm just going to put a cout here. And I'm just going to say after the if, just so we know that we have finished that if statement. So when I run this now, it says X equals Y, and says after the if. Well, X is 10, Y is 10, so that should be true. The X equal Y was true, so it executed anything inside those curly braces. In this case, only the cout statement. If I change and say X equal 1 and Y equal 2, now when I run it, it says after the if. Well, it skipped everything in the curly brackets because X equal Y was false. C-line is smart enough to know in this case it would be false and kind of grayed out that area so you knew it would be false. So a simple if statement, we do the comparison, and then it's either going to be true and execute what's part of the true condition, that block of code, or it's going to exit out of and skip that block of code. Now let's come in here and let's add some additional if statements. And we'll say if X is not equal to Y, and we'll see out X not equal Y. And let's do the greater than, and less than, and we'll do greater than or equal, and the last one would be less than or equal. Now here, because we're using constants, and let's go back to 10, C-line again is guessing, or it actually knows what's going to be true and false. However, if these numbers were being entered by the user from the keyboard, we wouldn't know. Well, the equal should be true, not equal is false, greater than and less than are false. The greater than or equal is true. It's not greater than, but it is equal. And the less than or equal is also true. So when I run this, x equals y, we knew that would be true. It says, in this case, y greater than or equal to x. Well, they're equal. Y less than or equal to x, they're equal. The not equals were false. Let's change it, make x 1. Now, not equal is true. X less than y is true because x is 1, y is 10. Y greater than or equal to x is true. I probably should change my prompts to be consistent in the order, but y is 10. They're not, it is greater, they're not equal. We can reverse this. And now we get that x is not equal to y. Well, that's still true. X is greater than y because x is 10, y is 1. And y is less than or equal to x. Well, it's smaller, it's not equal. So in this case, we're always going to get 3 outputs, but hopefully you'll see what happens when these variables are true and false in these comparisons. Anytime it's true, it executes the true condition block of the if statement. If it's false, using a simple if, it's going to skip that.